Ni hao, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Dylan Crouch on the Couch, the podcast made for people, by the people. Let's get some guesses in the comment section for what language that introduction was in, and we'll give a shout out to whoever gets it in the podcast next week. So
we're going to be doing that each episode, different language greeting each time. Sounds good to me. Before we start, just thank you, Dylan, for setting this all up and getting this all organised. I've literally done nothing. He set up the meeting, set up the audio, he's editing, he's done everything.
That's all right.
I'm just here for the ride, basically. And but yeah, anyway, as you all know, as most of you know, I'm Toby. This is Dylan. And we just both thought we could try and provide some entertainment for the community during these unexpected times, which have left most of us just absolutely bored out of our brains. I think you can agree with that, Dylan.
Yeah, it's been hasn't been great, but
obviously for political reasons, we're not literally on a couch. But I think it'd be better for you if you guys could picture us together on a couch.
Yeah.
Just imagine that we're sitting together on a couch. I think that's just better for the viewing.
Yes.
Just quickly, Dylan, would you mind giving us a bit of an insight into what you've been up to this isolation period so far?
Oh, well, I've been trying to keep it as normal as possible because we've never been through anything like this before, and so I've been doing pretty much nothing. That's what I always do anyway. So, I've just been trying to keep it as normal. I've got an excuse to do nothing. So I'm not going to waste it.
That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
What about you? Mate? Where have you?
Well, I can tell you what I haven't been doing, and that's homework.
I can.
Been steering as far away from that as possible.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I mean, I'm meant to be going for runs for footy. Haven't been doing that either. Been waking up at about 12, 1 o'clock each day. It's a good lifestyle. It is.
You don't want to be telling Ox that one.
Really brings out the worst of us, this isolation does. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, mate. But so we've got a guest coming on now.
Yeah, you think it's time we introduce?
Yeah, so where are we, mate? I think I have a crush on this bloke. And I'm really excited about this one. We've got Ben Livingstone. Thank you for coming in, mate, during all these circumstances, especially with COVID-19. So,
good evening, gentlemen. Stoked to be a part of it.
Yeah, you are looking as handsome as per usual, mate. So,
is he ever?
Thank you.
Is he ever?
So, yeah. Toby, you got a couple of things you can say to him, or?
Yeah, so, first of all, how you holding up? Isolation, Livo, you going all right? I know you're a long-time friend of me and longish time friend of Dylan, so just good to have you on board, and just how you holding up in this isolation, mate?
Going all right. Pretty boring, just getting by. Fitness is what's keeping me going at the moment, but as you said, not much homework, and 12 o'clock wake-ups is
Well, at least you're getting up and about. But the reason we brought you on here, Ben, as our first guest, because we know you are, you're a very, very likable bloke, and no one can say a bad word about you, mate. So,
thank you.
And I've known you for a little while now, especially Crouch. He's known you since primary school. So have you got
O2. Day one, baby, day one.
So you got some other things you could say? Bring in some, some stories or something, mate.
Yeah, I just thought while I decided to do a bit of background info, a bit of research into our guest speaker today. So I'm just providing you guys with a bit of background info. He is 17 years old. Most of you know that. This is what my associates have given me. So sorry if it's incorrect, Ben. But
Yep.
I've got 17 years old here. Correct. Yep. 3 siblings. Correct as well. Yep.
Correct.
And then I've got here, this one's interesting. Plays footy and cricket and used to play at the Ringwood Jets back in the day with me. Is that correct?
Yes, that is very correct. Yep.
I knew that's correct. What a team that was. What a team that was back in the day. Under 10s, under 12s. Good days.
Here's the start. The stars that have come out of that is amazing. Dion, All the boys. Yeah, that was great.
All the boys. There was about 5 teams in the league, but we won't talk about that.
Yep,
And and now moving on to bigger and better things with the footy career down at the Blood Stadium now, rocking that number 14.
Yeah, try to get a number change actually this year. Try to get to number 7. 14 was a bit tight last year. But
what's the thoughts behind number 7? Just literally because the jersey was too tight. Is that?
Nah. 7's me lucky number. It always has been 7.
Ah, the lucky number.
Big boy.
Number
Big
7.
boy. Is that
We've
why?
all got one of them. Big boy.
Yes.
Is that why? Because of Big Boy McAvoy?
No, shit, no.
Anyway, and then I've got for the cricket side of sport in my notes here that you made it very far in Victorian cricket trials. And not only that, but you tried to keep it very low key for a long amount of time. Is this correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, I got as far as I probably could.
Well, I mean, for most of us, that would be almost the greatest achievement in our lives. Like, why are you trying to keep that low key? I know many of us would be, if that was us, we'd be boasting about it. That'd be bloody written on my walls everywhere. I'd be writing it on the school walls, probably graffiti in the toilets at school.
That stuff, it doesn't come around every day. I'm very privileged to have the opportunity, but you just I knew
do you
I
want
was
to
definitely.
Go on. No, you go. Go on.
I knew I wasn't. It was going to be very tough to actually make the final 11, so I didn't want to get my hopes up. So yeah.
No, well, congratulations anyway, making it all the way through there. Did you happen to see any big names when you were down training?
Yes, yeah. So if you guys are familiar with Cameron White, he was the head coach of our team. That was meant to be.
Great cricket player. Played a few games for Australia.
Yes, I think he captained in the ODI too, a few games. But anyway,
there you go.
Down at the Yarra Junction facility, that's it's pretty high end stuff. So plenty of familiar faces down that end.
That is unreal. Great stuff. And then I've got part of the AQ downball team. We do know that, but it has got a big red asterisk next to the. Can you just talk us through that one? Is that meant to? Have you something happened in the AQ downball recently?
Yeah,
what's happened there?
I don't know. I think my body's finally reached its peak, and I think it was time to call it quits on.
Oh wow! Condolences.
AQB downball.
I reckon as soon as we left the big courts, mate, that was when you sort of saw a decrease in performance.
I really liked the big courts, and
big courts were, they were great to be on, and
it was a big change. Very big change to the gameplay that was required. Like the lesser lights and the bigger squares became the stars in the small squares. Players like Toby.
It sounded like an excuse to me, mate. It sounded like an excuse. I think the little squares has brought out the more skilled players, and I think you're just trying to hide that fact. The retirement is just a big excuse in my eyes. But anyway, we'll move on.
Okay.
Then the last point I've got here is very close friends and keeps close contact with an AFL player. Wow. What's that one? Can you talk us through that one?
Yeah, I've got a few contacts with Taylor DeRay.
Wow.
Former Hawthorn player. Former Hawthorn player. Now he plays at Western Bulldogs. But we caught up at a party once last year and just kept the conversation going, really.
Did you ask for his number that night or something? Is it?
Nah. It was like,
how much
we're having it.
How much you paying?
I was having a chat to all the boys that were there. It was a fair majority of the Hawthorn, Sydney, and Brisbane teams.
Yeah, that's great. How good's that?
He was the best bloke out of all of them, to be honest with you. If you listen to this podcast, give him a shout out, Taylor DeRay.
Shout out Taylor DeRay. I didn't think we'd be doing that.
Taylor DeRay. There we go.
Give him an
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. But anyway, he's a good fella.
Great. That's good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Not every day you get to go to a party with a couple of teams of AFL players. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yes.
Just got to have those connections.
Yes, connections. Yeah.
Was this through Tim? Your uncle Tim?
No, this is through one of your dad, Toby's mate's dads, and my dad's mates. He's
beautiful.
Billionaire in Australia. So yeah.
Oh, shit.
Shout out, Stuart Giles. Good stuff, mate.
Yeah, the personnel at that party was insane. Buddy Franklin, Chris Lynn. It was unreal.
No item of clothing under $500 worn on anyone.
No. Yeah, I felt
except for Ben. Except for Ben.
Yeah. Yes.
So do you want me to share these stories now, Dylan, or is that what we're?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I'll get into these. So I've just got a couple little stories from the old childhood here, Liv. I'm not sure if you remember. I had to go deep into the bank to try and pull these ones out.
Yeah.
The first one's just a little one. I seem to remember quite well coming down to your beach house at Phillip Island one year.
Yeah.
And it was almost animal cruelty going on at that house. There was a bird trap set up, and I kid you not, ice cream container, piece of string on the end of the container with a stick holding it up, with some food in the container. This family, I kid you not, him and his dad would wait for the bird to walk into the container and then pull the string so they get the bird trapped in the ice cream container. I kid you not, that is a true story. Can you back me up there, Ben? Is that a true story?
Yes, that is a true story. Yep. Dark straddle Dom, that one. I'll ask Jason about that one, actually. Yeah, he taught me that one. Yeah.
Can I just ask?
Another one was... Yeah, go on.
What's it for? What are you doing with the bird afterwards? You caught it. It's like... Yeah.
All I can think is animal cruelty.
The plan was to probably release it, but the bread under the ice cream didn't seem to attract many birds, as you could imagine. So I don't think there was many birds actually caught. So
yeah, I don't think I saw one getting caught either.
Yeah.
But, it was a good 4 hours we spent trying to catch it. Anyway, I've just got another one quickly. We won't sit on this one too long, just a little short one. But do you remember coming over to my house at East Ringwood and you and Jack, your older brother, and we were at the back and we were throwing lemons from my lemon tree into the next door neighbour's house? And then I seem to remember, if I'm correct, the neighbours climbing the fence and throwing the lemons into our pool and then absolutely hurling abuse at us from the other side of the fence. And it just seems to sit in my memory. I don't know why.
Yes, that memory is very vivid in my my mind. But that was a great that was
good
very
memories
nice.
at that house.
Yeah,
What a house.
that was, yes.
And then the last one I might, not the last one, but this is a big one. It's more recent. Last year, I was about this time last year actually, or a little bit further into the year. We're both lying in separate tents. Kakadu trip.
Oh wow!
Yep. For Aquinas. And we just been watching this bloke called Nathan Whippy Griggs. And basically, Nathan Whippy Griggs. Yeah, Dylan, you would have seen Nathan Whippy Griggs. Yep. He's just, how do you explain him? Like, he's just, he does
unreal
whip
character.
Tricks with whips, right?
Yeah.
Whip tricks with whips, but he's one of the most unique characters that I've ever witnessed, ever.
Come across.
Anyway. But he was selling whips after the show, and I think a few people were buying the whips, and you could hear the whip cracks across the caravan park that we were in. Anyway, me and Ben are lying in bed at about 11 o'clock. And this dog is just barking its head off, just going mental.
Oh, no.
It's just going absolutely mental. And we were already laughing our heads off at something, and we were already in trouble for, we weren't being quiet or whatever. But anyway, dog's barking its head off. And then all we hear is the big whoosh, and then there's just silence. Oh. So I'd like to know, if anyone listening knows that dog, please give us an update, because I'm worried for its welfare. I am worried for it.
We need a welfare and pulse check immediately.
And then the last one is, this actually I got from an informant recently that I'm not sure if I should be sharing this online, but we'll just pass over it quickly. You are in possession currently of a B-grade firearm. Is this correct?
Yes, it is correct. Yep.
All right, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, got anything to share, Dylan?
I reckon, as we were saying, like, I've known Livo for not too long now. It's been 2 or 3 years. And as you said, he's got a B grade firearm. I want to, you know,
Yes.
Toby knows this story. I reckon we should share the rest of it. What weapon is it? And tell us the story of how it got taken off you. Actually, that's the funny part, I reckon.
Yes. Okay. So I think it was about a week back now.
Can we just pause it for a sec? Can we just get any FBI informants listening in? Can you just turn off the podcast now? This is a warning. Go on, Livo.
All right. So about a week back, isolation was just getting to me. I was real bored. So I found a video on YouTube of how to make a potato gun. If anyone's familiar with the potato gun in the audience. So me and Jace went down to the local Bunnings, bought the pipes and the combustion chambers and all the required materials. Had to go through different checkouts too to make it not so obvious.
Did you actually have to know this part of the story?
We had to go through different checkouts.
That's awesome.
And then got home, took $30 by the way too.
Steal, absolute steal.
Took
cheap as cheap.
15 minutes to make. First night, sun was going down. Tried to have a shot, wasn't working. So I was spewing. Got out the next morning, and I almost died.
Stop you there. You haven't fired. You haven't fired the weapon, have you? You have not fired the weapon. It's just for looks.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
No, but it is unreal. I recommend if you've got a bit of property and not many neighbours around, it's definitely worth the time and effort.
Well, I reckon,
you know what? We'll even go as far to say, if you have property and neighbours around, do it anyway. Yeah. Do it anyway.
I reckon I heard
why not?
Your lemon story before. I can go back to that neighbour's house and start shooting it at the
Yes. Couple broken windows.
Oh Jesus. Oh, I wouldn't go down too well. Would not go down too well.
Neighbours.
Yes. No, that's great. That's great. But you're not currently in possession. I hear your mother confiscated this from you.
Yes, mother got a few different types of threats from the mother. She said she'd call the police on me instead of the neighbours. So, I don't actually have a location on that at the moment. But hopefully I can get back soon.
That's beautiful. That's great.
Yeah, prayers up for the potato gun.
Yeah.
A lot of time and effort spent.
Put your potato guns on your doorstep for Livingstone.
Yeah. Hats on first.
So we put out that you were coming on the show, and we've gotten a few questions from some fans.
Yep.
The first one, as we spoke on before, Nick Semkin from Croydon Hills. How's the retirement treating you at home?
It's going well, especially in isolation. I've picked up a few new hobbies like golf, and I've also been regularly hitting up the Blue Room, which has been good. Yes, but as I've
explain what the Blue Room is for those listening at home.
Oh yeah, the Blue Room is the ocean. If you've never heard of it, the ocean and the swell it provides. But
just cooling your muscles down.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. It's all good in the morning, just wakes you up. But but I've found a passion for coaching the younger generations and the future stars of the game. So if you've
you haven't been in 2 media radius of them though, have you?
Nah, not recently. But the verbal coaching has been there, and the video chats. But that'll be a couple of years' time. They'll get drafted, and hopefully I'll get a shout out then. So
good stuff, mate.
They might be on this podcast one day. Give you
That's what I like about you, Livo. Is that it's not all about you, is it? It's about the other people, the future generation, those less fortunate. That's what it's about, and that's what I like about your down ball game. So credit to you. Good career. Congratulations on the career. Hopefully, we're all wishing for you to come out of retirement when isolation's over. But whatever happens, happens. So
thank you. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Crouch, do you have a question from another viewer over on your side?
Yeah, I do actually. I've got one from Zach from Warrandyte, and he writes in saying, "Hey boys, love your work. Happy birthday, Dylan."
Oh, thank you,
Just a quick question
for
Ben. A quick question for Ben. What are your thoughts on the treatment of Donkey the goat? Now, before we get into this, Before we get into this, can you just try and I know Dylan knows, but the people listening, they might not understand what Donkey the Goat is. So can you give us a bit of an insight, a bit of context on what Donkey the Goat is?
So Donkey the Goat is Zach's goat that he has on his property. He's been around for, this is what I've heard, several years now. Has been the alpha male in the paddock too, I've heard. And as of recent times, the Easter that the Nassos provide, unfortunately, Donkey was on the plate. So I don't think it's appropriate to share how it got onto the plate.
We won't go into details. We won't go into details. Just your thoughts on the trade.
I thought they might have come straight to you since you owned a B grade firearm. So I thought you were the first one on the phone over there for the Nasso's Easter dinner. So
yes. The treatment up until Saturday afternoon, I thought was actually all right. Straight after Saturday afternoon, though, the shit well and truly hit the fan. And yeah, I won't say no more.
Really?
You got another question from a fan, Dylan?
Yeah, I've got one from Paddy Dunn.
There we go.
From Park Orchards. And he was wondering, how long in centimetres are your fingers?
I think I don't have a ruler nearby, but hang on, I got a peg here. It's 3/4 of a pen. 3/4 of a pen. But yeah, if you want to know where that nickname originated, I was known to reach everything in my down ball square. So yeah, the nickname just really grew on me, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Beautiful, good stuff. So there you go, Paddy. Quarter of a pen in length.
Yeah, three quarters.
3/4. Sorry.
Hope that's the answer you wanted. And hopefully all pens are universal as well.
Yeah.
Don't go grabbing out the old Bic if it wasn't a Bic. Don't try and compare with that. I've got one here from Jack from North Ringwood, and he writes in saying, "Hey fellas, and especially happy birthday, Dylan." Okay,
thank you.
Interesting. Long-time listener and first-time texter, we love that. So if you hit us up from now on, hit us with the long-time listener, first-time texter. We love that every time. Just wondering, what kind of cream does Ben use for his carpal injury? Now, for a bit of context, the carpal injury I think Ben sustained during the downball career, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Constant injury I was faced with. Yeah.
So what kind of cream? Well, do you not use a cream at all? Actually, is this what's kind of contributed towards the retirement?
No, so every morning and before recess and lunch, there was a regular application of deep heat just to keep the muscles warm in there. But as of recent, that just seemed to not work anymore. So I think it was finally time to hang them up. So yeah,
beautiful.
Jack from North Ringwood. So who's that? Do we have a second name, or was that confidential?
Jack Heverin.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jack Heverin. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you, Jack, for writing in. Hope that's the answer you were after.
If not, we'll leak his number and you can abuse him instead of us. So, yeah, we've got the next one.
I'll just read it out now.
Yeah, Joe from Croydon.
Yep.
So, how was the transition into playing Bloods footy and finding yourself a key factor in the Bloods backline?
Yeah, the transition. I actually took a few years off footy, just for no reason. I wasn't really enjoying it back in the AFL, so I took a few years off and came straight into Bloods. By the way, all us boys that played, we were 2 years bottom age, was it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure.
So,
I think it might have been 3. We got another 2 years left, don't we?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So we were the young bucks of the competition. So it was a big challenge, but us backline bandits, if I can name is Ben Livingstone, Rolly Gretsch, Joe Denavi, very good down there. Who else am I missing? Yeah, that's
Jack
basically
Evans
it.
down there.
Oh, Jack Evans
Evans
was
was down there a
he
bit
was all over the ground.
occasionally.
Man possessed that man. He's
Oh, that's
always
great.
had the footy. But yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Do you have
Good stuff, mate.
another one, or is that all the questions?
That's all from me.
All the questions.
Yeah. So
beautiful. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks,
Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben.
No worries.
Coming
I've
off
been
the
bloody
first show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honoured to be on it, actually. Yes.
Beautiful. Your first one too, so that's got to mean something.
Yes.
You'll be posting about that other than your cricket career. I reckon that's something you should announce to the public.
Yes. Yeah. I was the first ever on the Dylan Crouch on the couch. So yeah, if that's what it's called. Yep.
Beautiful.
Great stuff, Ben. Just quickly before you leave, did the Easter Bunny come today? Yesterday? Sorry.
Yes, he did actually. He did leave a fair bit of chocolate, and if I'm being honest with you, there's none left. So it's all been polished off.
That's beautiful.
You or the dog?
Yeah, Zach might have sneaked in this morning, if I'm being honest with you. So
yeah. Good stuff, Ben. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks for having me on board, gentlemen.
Worries,
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
Beautiful. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
So you've got a little announcement there, Crouch?
Yeah, so the other day I actually found myself doing this extremely strange concept. It's foreign to me.
Yep.
And that's that I actually interacted with my family.
Oh, did you?
I know you don't believe it. Yeah, it's actually incredible. It was a bit of a milestone for me, you know. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Nah, in seriousness, no. I was thinking, you know, it's crazy what the isolation's doing to us, and you know, it's making everyone partake in different, strange, like weird activities. Harry Flack is one of these. Shout out Harry Flack if you're listening. If you're lucky enough and you're in his private story every day, he's been releasing a new trick. I think we're up to, what day are we up to today? Day 16, 17 maybe? Might even be a bit further. I'm not sure, but he's been blessing 16, us. Yeah, 16, something like that. Yeah, he's been blessing us all with these incredible trick shots and things on his stories. Today he hit a tennis ball over his house, ran through the house, caught it.
That's pretty impressive, because you've seen a few online with a little bit of fake it and stuff, but that one was... Yeah,
that's what I thought. And then, well, unless he's faked it, I don't know. He could have faked it.
He could have, but...
Well, we'll never know, will we?
No, we won't.
Anyway, so I had this idea that our listeners... actually, we don't know how many we're going to have. Hopefully heaps. But I think it would be great if our viewers could send us videos or photos of something unique that they're partaking in during the isolation.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
And, you know, just something, could be anything, could be absolutely anything, but just something that's a bit different, something a bit unique, something that's, you know, intriguing, something that you're getting up to. What are you doing during isolation? That's what we want to know. Yeah. Send us through, and don't be shy, because we didn't get that many messages for questions for Ben. If you're listening, send us through what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's just send it on private message, you know, where we'll analyze what you're doing. And then we'll pick from the best, what we think are the best activities that people are partaking in during the isolation competition. And then each week, the winner for each week will get a shout out on the podcast, and we'll go in the draw to win a major prize, which will be announced once isolation is finished.
Yeah.
And so depending how many weeks that is.
I think we have one idea, and it's a pretty good prize.
It is a great idea, and
I'd be sending in my videos if I knew what the prize was. So
again, that was your idea. So this whole podcast has been your idea, but you know, another one from you. But anyway, it is a fabulous idea, and honestly, yeah, it's a prize that's worth it, and we're not taking the piss. Like, this is a good prize. If you want to try and win this, 100%, send us what you're up to. Make us laugh, make us go, whoa, Jesus, how have they done that? You know, like, just, so get sending everyone, and let us know what you're up to.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Alrighty. I reckon that's a wrap. What do you reckon, Crouch?
Yeah, I reckon we're
beautiful.
Just about done. I've got no more notes or anything.
Yeah,
so
neither I'm out of Alrighty. Beautiful.
Sounds
So
good to me. So
thanks for listening, guys. And
thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you, Dylan, for
thanks, Chris.
organising all of this.
It was awesome. And thank you again to Ben. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, special thanks to Ben for joining us today. That was great stuff. Riveting stuff.
It's an honour, fellas.
Riveting stuff.
Beautiful. Alrighty. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the couch.
Thank you all. Yeah, see you
definitely.
next week on not a real couch though. Not a real couch.
In your head.
In the head. In the head. Think about the couch in the head. It's not a real couch because we can't do that.
Beautiful.
So
yeah.
Thank you all. See you next time.
See you everyone. Cheers.